Hello, my name is Carla Pratt, and today I would like to talk to you about the pros and cons of the No Child Left Behind Act. Initially, this act was created so that parents would have an alternative if their current school was failing their child. In other words, if your child was not becoming proficient in their current grade level, they would have an opportunity for extra help, such as tutoring, or perhaps to even transfer to a different public school. This program would also provide incentives to schools who are not meeting these standards. They would be encouraged to improve academic programs, provide quality education, and to improve their quality of teaching. This would ensure that no student was left behind and that all students would become proficient in their grade level. Some pros to this act include student test scores have been increasing since the act took effect in 2002. Also, according to CTV, the overall achievement gap between minorities and majority students has been decreasing. It's pleasing to know that this act has demanded accountability from both schools and teachers. The percentage of classes taught by a highly qualified teacher has risen to over 90% throughout the nation. One of the positive effects of this program has been that nearly 450,000 eligible students have received free supplemental educational services. Students may go to school early or they may stay late to get the additional help they need. Regular testing has allowed schools to identify these individuals in the need of educational services that would help them to become grade proficiency. Additionally, the increased school choice option for parents provides an incentive for both schools and teachers to reform any ineffective educational strategies. As mentioned earlier, this holds both the schools and the teachers accountable for student performance. In the past, schools across the nation who have met their adequately yearly progress, or AYP, has increased. This shows that accountability has made some difference. Also, in an article by Kate Warmby-Seldman, the bill has increased the amount of funding that schools are receiving. Large amounts of this funding is going toward improving reading and math performance, as well as implementing assessment programs online. A few of the cons mentioned by this act, according to CTV, include the government recognizing the need of additional funding, but although they have increased the funding, the federal government has consistently failed to provide an adequate amount of funding, which these programs require. Achievement is measured only by a student's performance on an annual multiple-choice reading and math tests. These tests are only multiple choice and it overlooks other important criteria. Teachers are increasingly teaching to the test. They're teaching to the test for fear that their students will perform badly on the test, and this encourages or they have fear that they will lose their job from this performance. This means that special needs and other important material are being overlooked. Except those with severe physical or mental disabilities, all students are being held to the same achievement standards, regardless of their ability level, socioeconomic status, and native language. All students are different. They all learn at different levels, and their enjoyment of the learning process or material strongly influences whether they will learn or whether they will even try on the tests. Due to the intense focus on math and reading proficiencies, fewer resources and time are devoted to subjects such as art, physical education, social studies, and science. Students are increasingly becoming disappointed when they are denied enough time to learn the subjects they really enjoy learning about. In the past year, more schools have been identified as in need of improvement than in previous years. This demonstrates that perhaps the act is having a negative effect on the school system. According to Kate Warmby-Seldman, those against the bill argue that in order to make test results look good, some of the schools are actually skewing their various figures. In an article by Deborah White, she states, No Child Left Behind Act has a notoriously poor record in turning around schools which are classified as failing. These are just a few of the pros that the No Child Left Behind Act has provided. To provide you with some definitive results, I will mention a few statistics from a report in 2007 given by Education Secretary Margaret Spellings. Some of the positive effects she emphasized about the act is that it challenges our students to succeed and our schools to improve. She claims that 90% of the teachers have met No Child Left Behind Act's highly qualified teacher requirements. The at-risk students are getting help earlier to receive, they're getting up earlier to receive help. Also, children with disabilities are receiving more classroom time and attention. Some of the negative effects she emphasized about the Act are: in 2003, U.S. 15-year-olds ranked 24th out of 29 developed nations in the math literacy and problem solving. Also, annually, 1 million students drop out of high school before graduation. In conclusion, the future of our students are being affected by this Act. As noted by the pros and cons mentioned earlier, the No Child Left Behind Act is beneficial in many ways, yet there are still many children who are being left behind. Thank you.